think at the end of the day, it boiled down to convenience for us. There's even in a 40-bed care home, you've got 40 relatives that you need to communicate with, and certainly during the pandemic, things were changing quickly, and therefore it was essential that we were able to do that communication efficiently. But equally, it was essential that we were able to record and evidence that communication had taken place when it should have done, basically. So yeah, that was my motivation, was the effectiveness, the simplicity, the evidence, and just being able to do things frequently, easily, and be able to evidence that we'd done it. We've used it on numerous occasions when the guidelines have had to change, basically, and we've been able to, not that we've had to, but we can evidence that message has been sent out. The regulatory body that we have works on the basis that if it's not written down, it didn't happen. So we need to evidence everything that we do. The managers and the admins have told me basically that they're loving it. It's a lot easier. I mean, normally they would have to send out an email to every relative, so to have this is saving them time. You're able to evidence what you've sent out. I think that is more of a crucial pointer than anything else, and it's being able to, it's like once you've done it, no one can go in and erase that. No one can go in and change it or anything like that. It's being able to put your hands on that information and prove that you've done it very quickly is possibly more important to me than anything else. However, the time saving is there. I think we do send more messages out than we used to. We also use it for our wellbeing teams. We'll use it to say that we're doing a raffle for such and such, or we're raising money for whatever. We don't really have any entertainers in the home at the moment, but when we get back to having that, then this is an easy way for us to let relatives know what's going on in the home, and perhaps some of the entertainers are really quite good, so if they want to come along and join in, they can. We're always looking for ideas that can ultimately, at the end of the day, mean that we deliver better outcomes for our relatives and our residents especially. So there's a lot of tech out there, a lot of stuff that professes to do various things. Some of it is too complicated for what we actually need. I think there are other tech that has probably been derived from other industries, and people are trying to shoehorn it into the care sector, and it doesn't really work like that. The care sector is quite unique, and I think it's a large enough sector to demand its own tech designed specifically for the sector. As I've said before, it's very much a case of if it's not written down, it didn't happen. So we live in an environment where we're scrutinized very carefully, and therefore it's imperative that we have systems in place that can be audited easily, can evidence what we've done, and more importantly are sort of digitally locked in, so they can't be changed or manipulated or anything like that. It's just trying to free up our highly paid key resources within the business to actually do what we want them to do, rather than be tied up doing mundane tasks or tasks that could be handled by someone else. So yeah, it's increasingly just now, staffing is becoming very difficult to come by. Recruitment's very difficult, retention's very difficult. So, again, all these things, if we can provide systems which make their job easier, more enjoyable, then that will help with our, or we would hope that would help with our retention and recruitment going forward. And I think that has been the case for us. We were early adopters of PCS. Most of the staff took to it like a duck to water. They love it. They wouldn't be without it nowadays. And obviously, as time goes on, we've got companies like yourselves who are linking in with PCS, which is great. And we're starting to see additional things come on board that again solve some of these mundane tasks and time sort of tasks that take a lot of time being dealt with more efficiently. So yeah, I mean, there's still room for more to be done within the sector. I think there's a limit to what you can do, because ultimately, care is care, and care has to be done by a human being. And I don't think we'll ever get into the realms of addressing that from a technological point of view. However, there are other areas that can be done with technology very well, and we're keen to embrace these technologies going forward and use as many as we can.